recording. Okay, for those watching this, welcome to the first episode of part 2 of this series. I am joined
Oh,
by Chaston,
hi there.
and we are planning something. So it is official, me and Wolf are going to war. And because of that, me and Chaston have decided to team up, mostly just to piss Wolf off. And because Chaston wants free resources and I have a lot of digging to do, it comes to a mutual agreement. And because both of us know we want to kill Tren. Um, because of that, we are starting to drop plans of the Dwarven Stronghold and its defenses. Now, I've been working on this all morning. Chaston's getting to see this for the first time. And yeah, this does not include the outside defenses, which we'll go over towards the end. So here's what I was making. These brown walls, I figure, will be block-offs. We'll block these off so that way no one can enter them, but they'll be entrances for us for when we need to bring resources in. But when the final fight comes, I'm going to block these off with the heaviest duty blocks we can find. Even though it may not be helpful, but it's the best option we can come up with. These little red dots, I think, will have turrets pretty much placed throughout the entire thing. The yellow line is going to be basically the route the people who are sieging us are going to have to take, as I modify the template for the entire stronghold. And then basically the only other difference is I've put down symbols, which are very shittily drawn. This isn't MS Paint, so, give me credit here. I'm not an artist, for what I'm going to
Yeah.
have in there. So I figure we'll have a wolf kennel in the very top. The first thing I'm going to do is when Wolf shows up, I'm going to try and get him to smack me once and then retreat. Probably using some teleportation magic that you have the macaw thing. Just so that way the wolves activate.
Which macaw thing?
One of your teleportation circles.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. To teleport me just within inside here, and then I can run through really quickly. Activating stuff as I go. So we'll have a wolf's kennel up here in the top left. We'll have the dragons, because we've got... I went around flying, and I found about 7 dragons. And I'm going to go kill the one by Cameron's base so we can get an extra dragon egg. And we're going to get a bunch of them, load them up to level 5, and then we're going to lock them in a room that the party has to go into to kill. Which I think will be perfect. So I'll have to make this room a bit bigger. The idea is these red dots will be continuous turrets, so they'll be constantly getting peppered. The turrets aren't going to do much more than annoy them. We both know that they're not going to be very strong no matter what we do, especially with the mech gear. Wolf and Fraz, especially because we know Fraz is going to team up with Wolf in the end, more than likely. And he's already pretty much said so. These things would just be more of an annoyance. The actual thing which is going to be the more Michael is I want to put a bunch of spawners of some of the nastiest mobs all throughout this route, which we'll kind of pepper them in as we get them. But we're going to farm the shit out of these things and get tons of them to make it very difficult and turn the throne room into an ultimate, like, fucking mob zone that they have to fight through. To eventually come down to what is the vault, where me and Chaston will be waiting. Without turrets in the room, it'll just be us and then a bunch of extra armor gear sets in the walls with buttons to open doors so we can get inside to grab extra armor in case ours breaks. We'll probably also be putting some sort of golems in there. I don't know what kind of if we can build anything other than iron golems, but they'll be a nice little fodder to hold out while we try and smack the shit out of Wolf. The only goal is to kill Wolf. That is our main person. If we kill him, it's technically a win. Just like if he kills me, it's technically a loss. So that's who we're going for in this case. So this is what I'm thinking. Now, what I plan to do on the outside is I'm going to put that, and I'll show this later on as I'm working on it. But if for the spawner thing in here, here I'll do a different color actually. Let me just do. I'll just choose orange. The spawner will be in my old house, basically. I'm going to put 2 massive castle turrets there with more turrets, more mobs to spawn, and then use the colony guards to basically patrol the area. So they have to continue, and we'll set them to enemies. And then that way, as they go through, they're constantly... here, let me get a yellow. As they're going through, they're constantly getting peppered by arrows, by, being attacked by guards. Again, just to annoy them and slow them down as they come in through this turret over here and come down into the base. We can also set up any other defenses we can find, but what I'm thinking is just basically building a giant wall that kind of, keeps them in a certain area without us having to worry about them going anywhere else.
Yeah.
So that's my thinking right now. Do you have any ideas for anything else we should add? I can't think of any other defenses we can add besides spawners, the mobs, the turrets, and that's it.
There is the barbed wire
Okay.
immersive as well.
All right.
Let me find it. I don't think it's hard to make either, like on mass.
Then we'll make a
Here it is,
ton of
yeah.
it.
The razor wire. It's just steel wires and steel plates. It makes 3 apiece.
Okay, so we can make tons of that throughout the base just to slow them down and annoy the shit out of them.
They can't be destroyed unless you use wire cutters, and I highly doubt any of the 3 of them are going to be carrying wire cutters around.
Same. And we can booby. I was also thinking we could set traps in the hallways of like lava traps that'll activate as they're going, just to burn them, water to slow them down, stuff like that. Fire charges from dispensers. So basically our own custom turrets. Because I think that'll be more useful. I also think TNT will be also valuable to use. If we make the walls out of obsidian, the TNT won't hurt anything. And we'll, of course, have the rule that they can't mine through. But I think that will help us a lot in just slowing them down as we go. And then as we go, we can take pot shots at them as we're running through if we need to. If we decide to at that point.
Okay. Let me check if there's more in immersive.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think immersive has a lot. I know there's the chemical thrower turrets.
Okay.
Which is more like flamethrowers.
I mean,
like acid
yeah.
And
that might be useful for the mech armor because that's the biggest issue. We know, like Fraz is gonna be difficult, but once Fraz only has so many resistances with his elf armor and that shroud. It's Wolf that's gonna have that mech armor, which that shit can be fucking souped up to no end that we're gonna have a hard time with. Like, there's no way me or you can beat Wolf one-on-one while he has that mech armor on, unless we also have mech armor on.
I really am wondering if the Gorgon Head will shatter that too. I really am wondering.
We could start. Can we? We'll have to look into see how we can use Gorgon heads, if we can use them like through dispensers or anything like that to break their armor, or at least damage it. That'd be actually really valuable. Or if it has to be a player using it, we could also get a Gorgon spawner. I imagine we kill enough of them.
That's gonna be a lot of hunting for, because you only get 1 Gorgon per place.
That's true, but we've got time. It might be something we can do as we're working, because I'm gonna be building the outside defenses today. I'm gonna knock that out real quick. I'm gonna make the Dwarven Stronghold a global thing again. Just because I don't care if they see our defenses. They're not gonna see everything as we go, or until I'm done with it, anyways. So, the main issue. And I'm gonna save this real quick because I'm gonna reopen the other one. Let me. Oh, I should be able to open the one I had previously. Let's see. Defensive draft. So currently, what I have dug out is basically the throne room, some of the kitchen, and some of the other room, and then I have gotten about a quarter of the way down here and haven't even started over here. So I've got a lot to dig out basically. Still, yeah. This whole section is all gonna have to be dug out today. My goal is to have 7, 19, 8, and 13, and then have the defenses up for the outside stuff. And I'll just do that as stone because we don't care if the outside defenses break. Those are just to kind of funnel them in.
No, it would be so easier than to shatter outside defenses. There's not a lot we can do.
Plus, they can fly over it with a fucking jetpack. There's no, their only goal is going to be to get into the base, so it won't matter for us.
We should focus more defense on the inside.
I think these are just going to be, at this point, those turrets, in my opinion, are just going to make it look like we're planning something on the outside if they come to my base. And it'll make it look like we've already got a plan together, which will make them try harder for the outside stuff. Plus, it'll give us a place to do like trades if we need to with people. We can just meet them at the entrance. We don't have to worry about them going and exploring. So, I think the 2 major things for us right now is digging out the tunnels and getting everything kind of set up. And then secondly, getting those dragon eggs. So we'll probably go on a dragon killing spree today.
Okay.
Because the more dragon eggs we have, honestly, once the forges are up, we can make dragon steel. And I can already make the entire forge for each of them. I have enough scales, I have enough hearts, and I have everything else. So it's just going to be getting the extra eggs to hatch and then everything like that. So, and I don't want to hatch the dragons yet because I don't want them thinking we're doing anything. And also, I don't have a chicken farm, so we need to
Yep.
get dragon treats. That's going to be a big thing as well. So I say we focus down on getting the dragon stay, and then I'll do some digging and some defense work because I've got enough cobblestone. I could probably make the outside defenses in like 20 minutes.
The only thing I'm considering is when you were talking about Wolfang, you want to teleporting out. I don't think there's any teleporters that are one-time use. I think they're all multi-use, and they won't go away after being used once.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Well,
then,
actually, I don't think I think you can key them into one person, so I think you could just have it keyed to you.
well, we could also, and here's an idea, have a local waystone down here. I'll reopen the defensive map.
Just have a local down at the bottom.
Yeah, and then basically, so what I'm thinking, so basically, as they come in, I'll have Wolf smack me like right here-ish, and I'll be
Yeah.
standing on a pressure plate. I'll go through the door, and go through a second door, and then basically have a waystone like say right here that's local, and then basically teleport from here all the way back down to here. And then that way it's immediate. We don't have to worry about me getting killed, preemptively, because this will shut and they can't activate redstone doors or anything in my territory. So it might be our best bet to do that because then that's a quick closure and they can't follow me through.
Yeah.
So I think as long as it's a metal door with a redstone or a stone panel, we're good. So,
Okay.
and I won't put this waystone up until the very end, just to avoid any chances of them coming after us and being able to explore everything. So, yep, I think the mob spawners are gonna be our biggest bitch to get. We're gonna need a lot of them, and if we can't do TNT stuff, we can always just get creeper spawners constantly.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, that's what I'm thinking for our defense for right now. I wonder if we can get a villager spawner, because I would like to get one for the traders to put here in the room 14s, so that way we could start getting resources from them.
Well, if you do a villager spawner, one of the swords in Maho gets stronger every time it kills a villager.
And we could use that, so we could create. Oh, you could have a village spawner killer.
I don't know if it has an upper limit, so I don't know how strong I can make that sword.
So that might be also a thing to work on.
I can make a few of them and just feed it higher and higher.
Okay, so we need to get a spawner today, or this week probably, and then get a. Then we need to go and get a bunch of villager essence. However you do that. Okay. So yeah, let's work on that. I'll pop off the recording and we'll pop in the game and start working on stuff.
All right.
Sounds good.